The voice in your ear, the face on your screen is Jallo Juice. And this is Pro Football Sweden, presented by Rare Athletics. This is the inaugural season of us covering American football in Sweden. So feel free to comment, send your messages, let us know how your day is going. Today, I'm with my co-host, Antoine Allen. What's good, bro?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
Man, I'm doing well. Getting ready for midsummer with no plans, but I'm getting ready for it. So, ooh, cut that part. Thanks to our partners, to American Football in Finland, Approved Athletes, Pro Football Sweden. The PFS podcast is available everywhere you can listen to your podcast. You can see us visually on YouTube. Wherever you want to listen, be sure to like, follow, subscribe. And now, let's talk football in Sweden. All right, bro. It's first quarter. Let's talk energy. What was positive? What was negative about this past weekend of the quarterfinals?
I'm gonna start with negative, and then I'm gonna go to positive. But
Mhm.
a negative for me was it seemingly looked like Limham walked into this game with no plan at all. It was just we're gonna run the wildcat, we're gonna run sweep right, sweep left, we're gonna rotate receivers in there, and we're going. That's it. I think they threw the ball. Well, I don't know how many times they actually threw the ball throughout the game, but after I started watching or before I turned the game off, they only had only threw the ball I think twice, and then the first time they threw the ball, it was the interception. So I was just like, yeah, this doesn't look like the team that we saw in their last game against Carlstad Predators. Um, and it was just honestly, it was a waste of time. It was boring, it was slow, it was uninspiring, and I was just like, if y'all were gonna play like this, y'all should have just let the Predators win because at least I would have saw something different
Now
instead
it's too
of
much pride to let the Predators win. They had too much pride down there.
I know, but like if this is what you coming into the playoffs with, I was just like, dang man, like come on, like I don't want to see this. So yeah, that was my negative. The positive, Oslo Vikings look good.
Hmm.
They look real good. They
Yeah.
played a good game. Actually, that whole game that it was a good game to watch. It was actually good to watch. I felt like I couldn't turn it off because you didn't know what was going to happen, and we saw in the we were in a group chat and we saw some holes that we thought other Brews should have took advantage of, and they started to. But I was just like, if you just stick with it, it'll you'll make it a more interesting game. But they fought hard. Yeah, and it was a good game to watch overall. So that's my positive.
Yeah, negatives for me. Well, I would just want to kind of first comment back about Limham not having a game plan. They did have a game plan, and I'm not
Yeah,
going to be negative on it. It just didn't work. They
yeah.
said that, we're going to just run the ball, and they tried to do that against Tyresö at Tyresö home, and that was not, it was not working. It was not the move for them. But
Yeah.
fortunately for them, they don't got to travel anymore because if they do win, they traveling far every game, every game. And not that that's an excuse, you know what I mean? They should have a budget and everything like that. But I'm gonna go to the negatives though. Yeah, I'm disappointed with Limham as well, but
Yeah.
I can't be too disappointed because this is kind of what I expected. But I did low key expect a fight out of them.
Yeah.
And I ain't gonna say that they did not fight, but I think that they could have done a little bit more to win
Mhm.
this game. But another negative that I want to just point out though, and it's on my homeboy, and I called him this week, bro. Eddie can't be dropping touchdown passes, bro. I hate
Facts.
saying drops, and especially from my dog. And the thing is, I know that he gonna pick it up, but I don't like seeing it. I don't like seeing it. And there's a few drops in the Brew game as well, but the positive I would just go to is that Brew Oslo game was a really good game to watch, just like you said. I
Mm.
was I was watching it on the replay, and I was like, man, I'm evaluating the film, and that boy, Will. He is a problem, man. That guy's a machine.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's my MVP candidate for sure.
oh,
If he
I
don't
mean,
get it,
he's MVP. There
if he
was no
don't get
other player who was an MVP this past week.
it, yeah. I got a negative for Tyresö as well. It looked like they were almost playing down to their competition,
Mhm.
making mental mistakes, not really playing consistent throughout the game. I mean, everybody knew they were going to win the game, but I would have liked to see like a more dominant just performance from them, especially after they coming off that tough loss against Stockholm before the playoffs. So I just wanted to see them really bounce back and really, beat up on Limham and just, kind of elevate, get some confidence going into this semifinals game against Stockholm again. So, but I didn't really see that. I saw them kind of at moments playing down to the competition. I was just like, this isn't really the Tyresö team that I know that we're accustomed to seeing.
Yeah, I 100% agree to you. I think that they could have dominated a lot more. I think they could have put more points on the board,
Yeah.
and it just felt something was missing. They got to the red zone about, I think, 3 times, and they didn't score on 3 possessions in the red zone.
Yeah.
And that's why I guess I can credit Limham as well. But then again, when I was looking at those possession plays, they should have scored on those drives.
Mm.
And those are the small things that's going to help you win games in the semifinals or potentially the finals. Got
Yeah.
to capitalize on winning drives.
All right. It's second quarter. Time for top performers. Our top performers are brought to you by Raya Athletics, apparel and accessories made for players by players. Raya Athletics is more than just an apparel company. They do custom uniforms for teams throughout Europe. So head over to their web shop at rare.se and upgrade your drip today. And another thing that Rare is good for, we said apparel and accessories. Rare Athletic, baby. PFS, official partners. They hooked us up with our hoodies and t-shirts. So yeah, man, just go check them out. They do everything. Who you got? Who are some of the players that kind of stood out to you this
Yeah,
week in the quarterfinal games?
yeah. I mean, there's a few guys. Of course, Will. Will was a dog on the field. I already know you're going to say the same thing. I want to hear
Yeah,
your thoughts on how he performed. The Jonsens Bruders. Them boys
yeah,
was balling. I mean, I know one of them. Baby bro. It's kind of hard going against Will sometimes, but I still give my props to him, bro. I love the Jonsens brothers, and glad that Philip was able to come back. So Philip and Evan, good job, bro. 17. I don't know his name from Oslo. That boy had a day. I was thinking like, okay, a few, but that one hand snaggy that uno mano. Sheesh. 17 was balling.
yeah. That was
He was
crazy.
balling. Who is this guy?
I don't know. Let me look them up real quick.
I went to the roster that had another 17 and on the Oslo page, but it was somebody else. So Oslo,
Okay.
update your roster if you can. But
Yeah.
I got a fire emoji next to number 17. I need to know his name. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna go like on some stalker girlfriend type to find his name, but shout out to you, 17, bro, for Oslo Vikings. You had a day.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for Will going beast mode on those other plays, bro, you be my MVP. Scratch
Yeah.
that. You are my MVP. You are my MVP, number 17. Will, you already got one already. And then lastly, I'm just go, even though I was talking trash about Eddie, Eddie, my dog, bro, he had a good game.
Yeah.
Bersay, well, but yeah, man, those guys are stood out for me. I'm not gonna go on a long rant on this. Tell me yours.
Yeah, obviously, Will definitely stood out to me. The way that a single player can affect both sides of the ball is crazy. He did everything. He ran the ball, he passed the ball, he made tackles for losses. I want to say he had at least one sack in the game, but he was so dominant on both sides of the ball. And it was kind of like what we've been talking about all season, where he's looked so dominant on both sides of the ball and he affects winning for that team so much that he has to be this season's MVP. And then it was like this game was like him just saying, okay, if y'all are voting for MVP, y'all need to consider me right now, and this is why. And then it was 3 rushing touchdowns, a passing touchdown, and all the tackles. Like, come on.
Yeah, that
What
passing
else?
touchdown to 17, you know what I mean? They probably got to share the MVP status, man, but that's
But yeah,
that's
I mean that was, and then obviously Philip coming back out of retirement again, and then winning MVP for their team. He should have been there all season. He could have been a great replacement for Casper at running back because he a beast.
Well, speaking of running backs for Oslo, for Irbru, I told them, I said this on the podcast before, they got to stop putting that dude Lamar at running back, bro. They threw a screen pass at him, and it was just like not the best athleticism towards trying to catch the ball. I mean,
Yeah,
I feel bad for Vasey, you know what I mean? Sometimes, bro.
yeah.
Uh, and shout out
All
to
right.
Johannes as well. You know, I'm just thinking about, him throughout the season as well. I mean, I think he could have had a better performance towards the end. You know, he was hot early. Uh,
Yeah,
we wasn't calling his name too much, but yeah, we'll get back to the guys who got eliminated from the season.
yeah.
But anybody else stand out to you? I'm sorry if I cut you off.
No, because I don't like Eddie stood out to me for Tyresö, and even though it was like even though he would make a mistake, like he would drop a pass, the next play he was scoring a touchdown.
Mhm.
And if it wasn't for the one being called back and then they scored again and then they got called back, he would have had a day. He would have had even bigger performance. But he made a mistake and it was quickly, all right, I made a mistake. Cool, that's on me. Let me bounce back and let me make a play. So I like seeing that for sure.
Yeah, one more guy got a shout out is Sebastian Janssen. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
He's going against Nielsen, and that's not an easy matchup, and he held it down. When they did throw the ball to him, when they did throw the ball to Nielsen, out of the few passes that they threw in the game, nice little strap down, seatbelt, type play. That ball is not catchable. No fly, no short zone, no fly
yeah.
zone, no middle zone, none of that. So Sebastian, shout out to you as well. But yeah, I mean I got nobody else to shout out, so we can move on to the next. Third quarter, keys to victory. Super senior teams are back in action, not this week because it's midsummer, but the following week. Stockholm Mean Machines versus Tyresö Royal Crowns, and Carlstad Crusaders versus Oslo Vikings. And if you want to get a detailed preview of these games, head over to First Down Magazine to read Purvis in-depth analysis. Matter of fact, sign up on the website and get your previews as they're published. But for podcast purposes, we will discuss the keys to victories for both teams right here on the PFS podcast. So first up, we got Stockholm Mean Machines versus Tyresö Royal Crowns in 2 weeks from today. Antoine, let's talk about Stockholm right now. What does Stockholm need to do to win this football game versus Tyresö Royal Crowns?
Nothing. They got a mental edge over them. They have them beat mentally already before the game, before a down is played, before the jerseys are put on, the pads are put on. They already have them mentally beat. They've beaten them consistently over the past at least ever since Tyresö made the jump back into the Super Series. The only team that's really been beating them up until this year is Stockholm. The team that has been beating them the most is Stockholm. I don't think they've beaten Stockholm since they made the jump back into the Super Series, actually. So they already have them beat mentally. They just beat them 2 weeks ago. I don't think they need to do anything because it's not even like their quarterback played the best game. So I'm looking for the quarterback to play a little bit better, to feel a little bit more settled into the Stockholm system. And once that happens, it's just all systems go. I mean, it's on them to lose. They don't really have to do much. They don't have to do much, in my opinion.
100%. I mean, I think that Stockholm already run the mental battle as you stated, so they just need to come out hot.
Yeah,
If Stockholm wants to win this game, they has to take out all the life out of Tyresö because Tyresö obviously going to be motivated. They're
yeah,
going to think like, okay, man, Nogar's going to be in the huddle wearing his big number one, talking to the guys. this championship game is in our house. We need to get it done. So they're going to be filled with emotions. But
Yeah.
Stockholm snapped them early in the game, going down on the first drive, went and scoring, and stopping Tyresö on that drive. I think they're going to start crumbling and keep
Mhm.
putting the foot in the gas. Tyresö is going to start crumbling. So keys to victory for Stockholm, number one, put the foot on the gas, put the foot on their throats, let them know that you're the king of Stockholm.
Mhm.
Offensively, do what they keep doing, have that balanced offense, get the ball to the running backs, get the ball to your top receivers. That's the best receivers in the league, arguably. On the other side, Tyresö got that. Then defensively, the boys got to make sure that uh, they are circling up, number 5 or number 2. Don't know what jersey number you're going to wear, Kevin. Circle up Eddie. And, I don't know if double V is playing, at all. Hopefully he
How
should be back. He should be
how
back for
bad
this.
how bad did he get injured at the start of the season? Oh,
I don't know if he is injured. I think that he is traveling around getting scholarships
okay.
or something like that.
Okay. Gotcha.
That's what I think. But who knows?
Yeah.
So yeah, defensively, circling them up, they got an American cornerback right now, so I think that's going to help them out. And their cornerback play, I've been talking a lot about Stockholm's cornerback play in a negative way. I think that they figured out a solution, and or the repetition for them just made the difference for them. So that's my keys to victory for Stockholm. Let's
Yeah.
uh let's see what the keys to victory are for Tyresö. So next up for Tyresö Royal Crown's keys to victory. I think Tyresö needs to come mentally prepared to go through a battle because right now they are the little bro. And I voted for them to beat Stockholm, because I think they should have, but it's probably better for them. I mean, the first loss, the first, hey, I can say that, I mean, it's all good. But the first loss they had to Carlstad was a wake up call for them. They needed
Yeah.
that. And I think this playoff loss, before the playoff loss to Stockholm at the end of the season was another loss they needed because they probably got back on them high ropes. So I think that, just with that experience, it's going to bring a new team into the playoffs right now. And for this matchup, I think they're going to play up to the competition. They've been playing down. They played down last week. So keys
Yeah.
to victory. Let's keep it simple. Jay, you're going to need to have a day. I believe in you. I think that you are probably the best quarterback in the Swedish league this year. Just because he want to pass the ball, he's not thinking of running. But the point is, Jay needs to have a day. Regardless if I think he's the best guy or not, he needs to prove that in this game against Stockholm. His receiver's going to need to step up. Eddie can't be dropping any passes. Kevin got to step up. One of these other young guys got to step up. And if Double V is playing, you better not have too much fun over midsummer if you're a fun type guy and run the ball well. Be shifty, be fast, be one of the best players on the field. He's been away from the game, but he's been probably competing if he's on tours against Americans, guys, and other top athletes trying to get a scholarship in America or whatever he's doing. And then over to the defense side of the ball, they're going to have to lock down Max Veslov. They're going to have to lock down the other receivers, and they're going to have to do something with that box. Their D-line has to step up. I think Gorgie, he should be playing this game. So I think that's going to help out a lot. No guard's probably going to step in, be the big, strong guy in the middle, probably command the double teams. So keys to victory is doing those things, in my opinion. What about you?
I'm gonna keep it short and simple. They just have to come in mentally prepared for this game, play a well-rounded, more consistent type of game, and don't let one mistake snowball into other mistakes. And they have to play more discipline. So even last week in their quarterfinal game, when one mistake was made, it was like, okay, and then they would bounce back, and then it would score a touchdown, and then it'll be like a mental mistake, like a penalty gets called, and then that touchdown gets called back. Then you score again, then it's another penalty called, so you have to play more a more mentally sounded game, like be more present, know that this game is for a spot or a trip to the finals, and the finals is being played on your home stadium. So if you want to be there, you have to approach the game in a more mentally sound way and just step up. Like we say, like this for all the teams playing. If you haven't been playing if you haven't been playing consistently and you haven't been putting out the performance that you want to up to this point, just step up and don't play so out of your body or out of your element. Play within yourself, play within your element, and then let the game fall the way it's supposed to fall. And don't try to do anything extra. Just do all the simple things that you're supposed to be doing in the football game, and it should come out in your favor, honestly. But that's really it. They just have to be more mentally sound.
Carlstad Crusaders versus Oslo Vikings. We're going to start off with the team that's been on a long siesta or probably on a fika break. Carlstad Crusaders. Tell me, coming off a break, what do these guys need to do to win the game? Carlstad Crusaders.
Bro, we ain't seen them in a minute. It's been a minute.
That's what's scary. That's what's scary, man. That's what's scary.
It's been a minute. I know Carlstad is definitely not the organization that's going to have their players just sitting around, not doing anything. But you ain't been on the football field against an opposing team in a minute. So I hope that all the players are just well rested. All the little small nicks and injuries are well taken care of. But I hope that they don't have a massive reset right now, where it's just like they haven't played in so long that now it almost feels like it's kind of like you got to get the blood flowing again. Because I think if they come in kind of flat and then they start to finally turn around and score the second half, I think it might be too late by then. You could be down. You could be down potentially 2 scores by then, and then we just seen what Oslo did. So I don't know. I just think, what can they do? I mean, just remember who they are. Remember they're undefeated for a reason. They had a perfect season. They've had game plans have been structured and given out well. They played well all year. They played from down. They played from behind. They played in every type of game, really, honestly. So just remember that, just remember who you are. You're the top dog right now, and a trip to the finals is almost guaranteed for them. You know, they are the better team against Oslo, but Oslo is coming back and not going to be the same team that they played the first time when all their imports were missing.
100%, and that's the scary part, because I was thinking about the same thing. It was like it almost seems like a bit of a trap. Carlstad has not played in a minute. I don't know if it's 3 weeks or this makes it 4 weeks because of the summer break coming up. Yeah. And when they played against Oslo, they dominated against them, but they had none of their imports playing in that game. So it's like, yeah, bro, we dogged them a long time ago. You didn't get to face the Will during the season, and you didn't face Will in the playoffs. Will is he's on beast mode. They didn't see this, and that's what's scary for Carlstad in this game. And when we come to the pick'ems, I don't know what I want to do. Honestly, I'm thinking about that already right now.
Yeah,
but
I guess the simplest way that they can win this game is right now. You're in the best position because there's the most film out on Oslo of the recent Oslo. So you know exactly who they are and what type of team they are. So I guess you can mentally prepare from that aspect. But Costa has all the talent. They have talent in almost every position group. So just go out there and ride, I guess, man. Everybody just, knock the rust off early, shake it out of your system early, and get those first hits and, out early in the game, and then just go from there. Just remember who you are from there, and you're the best for the reason. You're number one for a reason. So just carry that throughout the game, and they should be fine.
Yeah. So I think for Carlstad, if they want to win this game, they better be doing something before midsummer break and staying in touch with your teammates, because you guys have not been on the field in a while. But I think, the main key to victory, I think that Carlstad Crusaders need to do is just out physical Oslo Vikings. I think they already are the more physical team, better athlete team. but they're gonna have to prove it on the game day. And I already know that it's gonna be some rust. Like, yeah, they might be competing with each other in practice, but they haven't competed against another opponent. Unless we know something that I don't know. They went over to Carlstad, had a little scrimmage or something like that, or Lynn Shepping, Young Shepping. But
Nah, we
you know,
we ain't see them. We ain't see them in Carlskuga. Nah,
y'all want that smoke anyways.
nah. We chilling. We chilling on our side.
And I was actually watching you guys play. So was it in Stockholm somewhere? Was it the Broncos?
Bro. Yeah,
Yeah, Uplas Vesby. Yeah,
bro.
yeah. We won't get into that, but I was looking at it. One of y'all guys had like red pants on. The other guys had purple. Oh yeah, lost the game.
Yeah,
Oh shoot.
yeah. We lost. It
Oh
was.
man.
We lost by 2 scores. It was 35-20, I think.
Oh my bad. My bad. Uplas Vesby. Y'all
Yeah,
went
nah.
up to Uplas Vesby. They let y'all borrow their pants, and they just made y'all piss down your own leg.
Man, we know that wasn't their real team. They had some. They had a little bit of an injection of help from from SMM.
Ah, they have a partnership with SMM. You know they do that.
I get it. Keep your boys fresh, but that ain't your real team. that ain't. That's not y'all.
So yeah, so y'all just play, you know,
We just
the
played.
Stockholm
We
maybe
just
just
played
low key,
low key. Yeah, we did.
and that
So
was enough to make y'all lose. And y'all son. We getting off topic, man. We getting off topic. We come back to that probably towards the end. But Uzman Vaspi, man, welcome to the Super Series.
no. They gotta play. They gotta play a finals game against the Giants.
Oh, that was a playoff game.
No, that was the last game of the season. Don't get me started on 3. Division One men's only has one playoff game, and it's just the championship game. There is no playoffs. So that was our
So
last. That was
yet
our
the Booty
last
Giants
season.
beat the Yeti Booty Marbles. I'm
No,
guessing.
no, no. The Marbles beat the Giants again, but it's so weird. So the Giants, Ooplands Brew, and us, we're all 5-3.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a tie at the top, so the tiebreaker went because we're all 5-3. The Giants got 6 points because they won three games between us three, and then because Ooplands Brew won the last game, and then they beat the Giants the last time they played, they got 2 wins, so they got 4 points, and then we only beat Ooplands Brew early in the season, so we only got 2 points. So out of that tiebreaker, because they have more points between us three, those two teams go to the finals. But we didn't know that before the game. We thought we were just like, oh, we're either playing for to get a home championship game or an away championship game. So that was our thought going. That was everybody's thought. Even their players was like, "Oh yeah, good luck in the finals." Blah blah blah. Great game. We'll be rooting for you guys in the finals. And then turns out we're on the bus ride home, and then it's like Sweet 3 comes out, and it's just like, nah. He was like, "Yo, we're not in the finals." So our coaches call. They're like, "Oh, what's going on? Did you guys make a mistake?" And they're like, "Nah, it was no mistake made. The tiebreak rules, blah blah blah." XYZ. And then we're just like, "Oh shit." So
Wow.
it's crazy.
So if y'all just won the game, you're in the finals.
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly.
That's unfortunate. Were you guys planning on moving up?
I honestly don't know. I don't know what the plan was going to be. But I know our organization usually does this thing where like we'll win and then they're like, nah, we're good. We'll just stay down in Division One. Division
That's
One
good
is
though.
kind of dying out it's kind of dying anyway. And this year proved that like if you look at the stats and you just look at the point differentials, we're the best team based off that. And I'm just like, we're just too good to be playing down on this level.
Yeah.
So hopefully
I
they
mean,
move up this year.
I said this a long time ago. They need to make a Scandinavian football league. They need to move you guys up, maybe Linköping, and have have a conference in the center. Have Oslo win it because it's not too far away from you guys, and
Yeah.
have a Stockholm division and have a Southern division. So Southern teams don't need to travel. Add a Danish team, and
In fact.
you know what I mean. Add like 2 Danish teams. They got to have at least 2 teams in the Copenhagen area.
Yeah.
You know,
It
and
would be beneficial because this whole Division One, and you can tell by the care that they're putting into the Division One men's from the Swedish Federation standpoint or Football Federation standpoint. There's no care really given to that league. So it's just like if you don't really care, then just be done with it. and then make those teams move up to the Super Series, and then just call it what it is. Some teams will go away, but most teams will probably combine and try to combine forces and talent and stuff like that, and finances as well. So
I think it's two factors of it. It's the finance factor, and just also they afraid that they might get their butts kicked, but they won't, because if it's like more than one Division I team in the same area, you're like, one thing will happen is that you're only going to probably get your butt kicked by one of the teams, and you'll be competing. And if
yeah,
people think, okay, we're pretty decent, we don't have a bad record, unless you're getting smashed by all the teams. But I don't think so, because if you're competing with them in Division I,
yeah,
you're going to be competing with them when you move up.
exactly.
So hopefully finance isn't a problem, but also brings the best out of you. You start to see who's going to step up, who's going to be a dog, who's not going to be a dog. You know, if you're in the Stockholm area, you're probably going to just only get beat up by Tyresö and
And Stockholm.
Stockholm. And ICOR showed that they can compete, not with Stockholm, but they're able to, play good games with other
Yeah,
teams. So you never know what your matchup is going to be like. And in the South, it's like even more, because all of you guys are lower division pretty much. And it's only going to be, if Copenhagen Towers was to come into it, it's only them who's going to be spanking y'all. Maybe. And that's a maybe. We don't know how good the Danish teams are anymore.
yeah, facts.
Then the Norway teams, we've seen how close you guys can play against them and stuff. Well, maybe Oslo. But,
Yeah.
it's just a thought that I had in my mind in 2020. No, 2019 or 2020. No, 2020. I mentioned to them that they should do this.
Yeah,
But
it would be beneficial, because then I think you're getting more eyes and more exposure to the sport, because it's more, it feels more competitive.
for
And
sure.
even if it's not, like, we thought it was going to be a train wreck for the lower division teams moving up to the Super Series this year, but every team was able to get a win. And some of the lower teams were able to beat, like Limham beat Örebro. That was big. And then you had them, they lost the rest of the season, but that was a big win for them early in the season, where we were looking like, oh, okay, it's going to be some competition. So, I mean, it just is what it is. We'll see. We'll see what
And for sure,
happens
they
next.
got players that can play at that level too. They got players, like individual players, not the whole team. And the thing is, as well, is that these lower teams, none of them, except for in the South, the Predators got an American player. They didn't play with American players. So it's just like, if you just do that and don't even bring in American players, just bring in some quality EU players, that will make your team so much more better.
Yeah.
There's some guys in France, Germany. If you just recruit well, you can find some guys.
Yeah, that's true.
And they didn't do that. ICOR, they got some guy from what's it, Iceland, and I think that was about it. You know what I mean? Like, how do you think you're going to compete with teams that's already established, playing
Yeah.
with players who've been playing football more than half of their life with good coaching? So that's just the main difference right there. You know what I mean? You don't need to get American players, which I think you do, but you can get,
Yeah.
other guys. And if it's a financial thing, flying the guys over, bro, they get so many Finland Americans over here. You just bring over, you know what I mean? Or there's something out there. Oslo figured out a way to convert all those Americans on their team to national players.
Yeah.
But yeah, we talked about this a little bit too long. You want to say something else before we go back into keys to victory? It's a long quarter now.
Nah, nah. We can segue back into keys of victory. Where were we?
Yeah, we was talking about Carlstad. So I was just
Okay.
pretty much saying that they just need to be more. They got to be physical.
Yeah.
I'll physical them.
Yeah.
What about you? Did you say yours? I'm tripping
Yeah.
right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. I said my piece already.
All right, bet. We're gonna move on to the next one. All right, so after that segment of Division I football and what they should be doing, Oslo Vikings are going to take off the undefeated team. Is it possible for them to do this? What is the keys to victory for them to do this?
They just got to remain hot. They've been dominant, and it's like it's all coming together right now at the perfect time. And I know for them, Derek Mann mentioned probably before the season that he wanted them to be contending for a title within their first 3 seasons of playing in Sweden. You're ahead of schedule because it's your first season, and now you're competing for a title. Well, you're competing for a potential title. You're in a great position to make it to the finals. Each week with them, they've improved on something and they've gotten better. And then in this last quarterfinals game, we were just like we were saying how prior to this, oh, they're doing good, they're doing better. Will doesn't need to be on offense. But now in this quarterfinals game, they're like, yo, let's let Will do everything. And Will did everything. And he was the difference maker. And he can do everything. And he has a high motor. And he's like the Energizer Bunny. He's just gonna get it done. And if you think you're just gonna hit him or do some little soft tackle and he's just gonna go down, it ain't gonna happen. And if you think you're gonna try to, we saw him on the highlights. We saw him run through and over people. Like
Yeah.
he's just
That guy's different. That guy's a different breed, man.
You know they are feeling confident when they start adding in trick plays where they have a quarterback like a little toss and then the running back pass. That's confidence. We saw
And he can pass.
it. We saw it. We saw it live in our face, like very confident, very very well thought out. They pulled that play out at the perfect time. It was kind of like the final. It was like their foot was already on their neck, and it's like, you know what? Let's stop playing. Done. So I don't know. They've been playing outstanding. So just continue with that. Don't try to do too much. Force Carlstad to make some mistakes because they haven't played in a minute. I think you got yourself. I think you're in the game. If you have the opportunity to take the lead, don't start playing fearful with the lead. Play more confident, and then that's when you start breaking out your trick plays because you got to continuously put points on the board, which they have been doing very well. So that's really it, man. Just play like you've been playing. I think it's gonna be a fresh game for both teams because Costa hasn't seen this version of Oslo, and Oslo imports are finally gonna get on the field against the best team in the league. So have fun and just play to your strengths and advantages, and it's gonna be a good game. I'm gonna watch this game close. It's gonna be good.
Yeah.
So
This is going to be a very interesting game. But I'll go ahead and take over. Oslo, man, you guys are looking great right now. I love the energy. I think the number one thing that they have to do, the same thing I said that Stockholm needs to do, they got to come out and attack them from the beginning. They got to score early. If you don't score early, I think it's going to be a tough game and you lose, or a tough game and you might slip it through. And I don't want to be in a tough battle with a physical team like Carlstad. So, one, turn on the gas and don't hit the brakes. All gas, no brakes. Offensively, you guys going to have to stop Carlstad's D line, slow them down, and the linebackers, they're going to be fitting them holes. So run game is going to be quite challenging. So hopefully they can't get the ball to number 8, but I think his receivers going to have to step up. I think that Oslo QB, oh my goodness, I keep doing this every week. Pretty boy with the hair. What's his name again? CJ Fowler, bro. CJ. He's going to have to use his feet. He's going to have to.
yeah.
He's going to have to be happy feet. He's going to have to turn into Norfleet and use his feet, you know. Play on words, you know. But he's going to have to use his feet defensively. That's where it's going to be the real challenge for them because I think that Oslo DBs, you know, I'm not super confident. They see them in the right position, which is a good thing. And I think that's a good coach. And they're in a decent position. You know, they look like they're going to know what they're going to do. But, man, that three-headed monster receiver that they got is challenging. And it's physical, too, you know. Maybe except for Albin. I don't know how physical Albin is, but
let me jump in on the Oslo DBs.
yeah.
I'm glad that you brought it up. That position group is going to be the main position group that has to just step up.
Mm-hmm.
Because if Örebro would have just continuously attacked number 24, whoever number 24 is for Oslo, if they would have just kept on throwing deep balls to his side, they could have very well been in this game because he was just getting toasted. Like he wasn't even close on those deep balls. He was like 5 yards back. I'm just like, dang. So I think that position group is going to have the most pressure, and is going to be the most crucial for them to win this game. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm pretty much done. So put the gas on them offensively. Protect your quarterback. Make sure you guys are able to can be a balanced offense, but and defensively, those three receivers stop them. Oh, and also, man, I don't know if Kennedy is back, man. Kennedy, where you at, bro? If he started his break early. Kennedy started his break early, but if Kennedy's playing, man, that's gonna be a problem. You know what I mean? But I do think they got Will. So Oslo, make sure you guys using Will and 17 step up. Matthew Snyder step up. I mean, they got a receiving core. They got a nice receiving core right now.
Yeah.
But just come ready to play. That's what it comes down to. Let's move on to the fourth quarter.
Drip, grind, and stand out. That's the Improved Athletes way. Improved Athletes, a European sports brand based in Milano. If you want to look good and be successful in athletics, go and head over to improveathletes.com to stand out with your new drip.
Fourth quarter, weekend picks. Picking winners of football games is never an easy task, but we're gonna throw our picks out there anyway, and we're gonna see what it does. But this segment is brought to you by our partners over at Improve Athletes, where you can grind, drip, and stand out. Our picks will also be available on IG at Pro Football Sweden. So make sure you like the photo, share it, and then if you agree with our picks, let us know in the comments. If you disagree with our picks, let us know in the comments. So let's get it. Let's get it. We'll start with Stockholm versus Tyresö. Who you got?
Man, this is hard, bro. And look, I ain't gonna lie, all these games are hard. You know what I mean? I really want to go with Tyresö, but I'm be honest, man. I'm going with Stockholm. I went with Tyresö last time. Stockholm, and the reason why I'm going with this is because it might motivate them. Now I feel like Purvis. You know what I mean? Because it's like this is the one where it's like I really want Tyresö to make it. I want them to make it to the finals. It's at your home field.
Yeah.
I would say this though, Tyresö, if you can pull off this win, I see you still losing the championship game. I really think you're losing. I do, but it's good that you can make it there. It's good that you can make it there. I don't see the championship team in Tyresö anymore, but I do think that this game is hard to pick. And prove me wrong. But I'm going with Stockholm for this game. I got to keep it simple. I don't want to waste too much time. Stockholm. Why?
Yeah.
Because they're the big bro, and Stockholm is more organized. They want it more, and they've been there more.
Yeah.
The haze in the bomb was Philbeck always says, "Let's go, guys. Come on."
Yeah. This game is not that difficult for me to pick. I'm picking Stockholm, and it's simply because you just said it. You don't see a championship team in Tyresö. I don't either. I see a very good team. I see a very talented team. I see a very well coached team, but I also see a team that is not consistent, and the inconsistencies are not just like from game to game. They're from drive to drive, and then within crucial moments of the game, they are more liable to get a penalty or to make a mistake and then have it snowball. And I just don't think they can mentally get over that hump in order to beat Stockholm. And then also to what you said, if they end up beating Stockholm, I think that is such a exhausting victory for them that they go into the championship game and then they don't win because they just beat like Goliath pretty much to them. So I think that would take a lot out of them, and I think that will be over celebrated. And then you go to the finals and you're just like, it's in your home, but then all that pressure is put back on you, and I think they come out flat and they lose in the finals. So, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think Stockholm's going to win anyway, and then Stockholm will more than likely win another championship.
All right, let's move on to the next game.
Yeah, this is the tough one. We got Carlstad versus Oslo.
Yeah, this is. Oh, this. I messaged Derek Mann here and there. And he's the coach of them. He doesn't give me any insights or anything like that, but I wanted to tell him, man, I'm gonna vote for you in this game. So then, as we get to the podcast, and I'm letting my thoughts go all out, Carlstad they just too physical, and I think I don't want to say they're more organized because I think Oslo is a very organized team. They couldn't be on this win streak without this. You know what I mean? And to be honest, I'm rooting for them, but I don't want to pick them because I picked wrong already. Like this is like I want to say 50-50. Come on, y'all figure it out, but I can't, man. It don't work like this. I gotta drop my balls and make a pick. I'm gonna let you go first, bro. I can't do it. Let's see if you can.
Yeah, this is tough.
Oh,
yeah, this is tough. This game can go either way, but I'm picking Oslo.
Oh yeah.
Why? They've been on a winning streak. They played very consistently, and the most important thing is that they've improved from game to game. They've improved. I don't know what we're gonna get from Costa. I know what they were throughout the season. They've been off. They've been sitting cold. I don't care how much practicing you've been doing. I don't care how much film you've been watching. You're playing against an unfamiliar opponent. You're playing against somebody who is fighting for something, who's going to hit you, and you've been off for a month. You don't know what it's like to get hit in the game. You've been off. That's going to affect you. And I've seen like subtle things that's kind of went awry with Costa throughout the season. And like I said, they were able to bounce back and win those games, but they've been off for too long, man. That's way too long to not have any games. And like you said, unless they've been doing something behind the scenes and it has been publicized and we don't know about, they've been off. Mm-hmm. So Oslo is they're just really good right now, and I think they're going to really fight for this. And like this game is for going to the championship game, so I don't know. I just think Oslo they're just hot right now, so I'm not going to not pick them. Yeah, Oslo.
I feel that. This is tough, man. I want to do something impossible. I want to make a halftime pick. I want to say Carlstad at the beginning of the game, then Oslo at halftime. I want to make a halftime judgment. I don't. Yeah. This one is really, really difficult. Like my heart saying one thing, my mind saying something else, my body saying yes, but something else is saying no.
Yeah, I kind of feel you. Because like now after I've made my pick out loud, now I'm just like, yeah, but like, what if Carlstad just is looking? I don't know, man. I think the first quarter is going to tell us everything.
It will tell us a lot. That's how I see it, man. Slade Jarman, he's gonna pull it off, man. I think he's the smart player on the football field. He's gonna get the ball to his guys. I think they've been working.
Yeah,
I'm rooting for Oslo. I do, because I picked them to be top 3, and that's qualified. You made it to the semifinals to finish the season. I'm going with Carlstad Crusaders. That's my blood, man. That's my blood, man. That's my first love. Gave me my first Kronos, first European money, but not because of that. I'm going with them because I think they're gonna be more physical and they're gonna be more dominant in this game. And I think Oslo beat Örebro because they were supposed to beat Örebro.
Yeah, honestly. Yeah.
So that's my pick. I'm going with Carlstad. But whoever wins, good job. Congratulations.
Hey there, sports fans. Are you interested in exciting sports of American football, flag football, or field hockey? Well, look no further, because Sweet 3, the Swedish association for these sports, has got you covered. Sweet 3 is not just about games. They're about building a community, players of all ages and backgrounds coming together, supporting each other, and having an absolute blast on the field. Sweet 3 is proud to be an advocate for the Swedish sports movement, where integrity and sportsmanship reign supreme. So whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, come join Sweet 3 and experience the magic of sports like never before. Visit the Sweet 3 website and get in on the action today. Sweet 3, where passion meets purpose.
Overtime. That's it for pro football in Sweden. Anything we miss and need to be discussed, we're going to do it right here. So you already know we pretty much had an overtime session talking about Division One football.
Yeah, we did.
I'm not going to do more. I would just say this overtime. Oh, actually, I had some comments for the refs. I did have some comments for the refs. Man, it was one game. I don't remember which game it was, but referees, man, if you're gonna throw a flag, don't wait like 5 seconds afterwards, man. Have a bit of like sense to pull out the flag and throw it, because I think the situation, if I got my memory right, it was a flag on a person that it should have been on, but we thought it was like a late hit. But because the ref threw the flag so late and the guy got hit late, we thought it was a late hit, but it wasn't. So it's like, man, you gotta throw your flag early. You can't be throwing it like 5 to 10 seconds later. Like you see, throw it. Don't be afraid to throw it. You always can wave it off later, but throw the flag. Yeah, I think it was like Eddie on the play where we thought it was him, but it wasn't. Then there was a holding that they had put, on CJ in the third quarter, but it's just like it's just so questionable, so questionable. Not on CJ, but he was running the ball. It was just so questionable. But refs got to do better. That's my overtime piece. Oh, fake punt that Oslo had. I don't know if it was fake or he just decided to go, but that was smooth, because then he tried to do it again later in the game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, hey.
Yeah. I was like, you got away with it once.
Hey, you can snag a 10 probably one time in your life. You're not getting it every time, bro.
Yeah,
maybe Sweden, you can snag some 10s. Also, you snag some 10s. A little easy.
Yeah, but don't do that this game. This game is a little bit more important. Like, you got it. Like, when he did it first, I was like, oh, okay, right. Then when he went for it again, I was like, bro, that's not gonna work twice in one game. This is not. Yeah. So be smart in this upcoming game. I mean, it was smart. It was smart and heads up the first time, but the second time it was just unnecessary. And if I was this coach, I'd be like very mad. Yeah, I'm got nothing. Just everybody who's celebrating Midsummer this weekend, have a great Midsummer. Don't get too drunk, or if you want to get that drunk, go ahead, do your thing. It's Midsummer, but enjoy your day. Have a safe Midsummer. That's most important. But yeah, like and follow us on all socials.
Yeah. Glad Midsummer till allihopa. And guys, enjoy your Midsummer. American guys, if this is your first time celebrating Midsummer out here, or I don't know if they do this in Oslo, but when I was in Sweden for the first time in Carlstad, they opened up that fish, bro. It was like 20 feet away and I could smell it. I was about to die. So heads up for you American guys.
It's funny.
To some summer cottage, especially Slade Jarman, you probably gonna have to get prepared for this, because this will happen to me when I was in Carlstad. You guys gonna dance around a tree, shape of a thing, with two balls on it. I think they do the same in Norway as well, but I got this, Yeah, just be prepared for that. That fish was a killer, you know what I mean? But last thing I'll say is, man, good luck to everybody who's playing in the semifinals. Congratulations for even making it here. Congratulations to the two teams that got a first round bye. Worked hard through all the hard season. Stockholm had so many games this year. Carlstad, congratulations for being undefeated. But playoff times means that everyone is 0-0, and everybody got to remember that. So whatever you did in the past is there, but you focus on winning the games right now. And as I always say, your film is your resume. You put garbage on film, we're going to call it out. You put something swaggy or fire on film, we're going to call it out. Shout out to the guys who stay swaggy as well on the football field. Guys do that. Because if you ain't swaggy and it's somebody new playing football, they're going to think, oh, football lame. They got no swag. You got to have swag. You got to, man. If you new, listen to this, you got to be swaggy. You look good, you play good. You play good, you feel good. They pay good. I can't quote it like Dion, but it's the truth.
It is the truth.
It is the truth. You feel so good, man. Imagine when you go out and you looking good, bro. You feel good, bro. You walking out with your head, how that ego. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how it is on the field. And then it's the thing when somebody see you looking on swaggy, they be like, you know what? Playing DB, I might not throw the ball to that side. That dude look good. You know what I mean? You got that
Yeah.
persona right there. So keep that in mind. If somebody got that temptation, like, man, should I buy this? Yes.
Yes.
Get it.
The answer is
Get it.
always yes.
Get the cheaper version if you got to. But just make sure you
Yeah.
got a sleeve on there, something, looking swaggy. Yeah, that's all I got, man. Glad med sammantalet hoppa. Vi ses 2 weeks, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.